Oh, this day. I love this day. Welcome, everybody. This is actually an episode of Lightworkers Connect, but the technology is being a little screwy. Hello, Mercury retrograde. Sometimes when we hit Mercury retrograde, we have some issues with our technology. And that is what I am experiencing today. And my kids are also home on a snow day, so I'm working with my kids home, so that's always fun too. So if you hear some screaming and yelling and some crashing in the background, it's all good. My husband's off too. He'll take care of it. Welcome, Christy and William and Brian. I'm so excited to hang out with you guys. So since the technology is being a little screwy, Malika and I have decided to do the episode right here live for you in a Facebook Live. So I'm waiting for Malika to join us over here. And when she comes on, I will bring her on as my guest, right? Yeah, don't mess with me, Mercury retrograde. Hey, Nancy, how's it going? There's William. William's working with his expectations. Kaiser, how are you? Hello, Rhonda. I'm doing good. Just hanging out with the Mercury retrograde energies, you know. Just getting my technology all messed with. About to burn my fingers on my Palo Santo, too. I figured I'll light a little Palo Santo here for us while we are waiting for Malika to join us. We'll do a little clearing here. How are you guys doing? Anybody? Mercury mix up? I like that. Oh, I laughed out my flame. How are you guys doing out there? Ma'am, I am living in Dubai. Well, brilliant. Isn't it cool that we can connect everywhere around the world like this? Everything happens for a reason. It's all good. We'll just hang out here together. Burning lots of Palo Santo too. David Vega's here. Hi, David. Member of the Akashic Academy. William sent me a message as I went on. Big old celebrity William Blank, everybody. Brian's doing great. Yeah, Brian, how's the store? I bet the store is doing amazing. Hi, Catherine. I'm glad you guys are here. Listen, while we're waiting for Malika, if you guys have any questions or comments or anything coming up, let me know. Stressed, sick, but kicking ass. Nice. Kicking ass and taking those names, David. You know, when we're sick, it's time to rest and rejuvenate and really allow that rewiring to happen. So, here comes Malika. Awesome. All right, Romy's here. Jamie is here. Okay, I'm going to click on you, Malika. Bring you on camera. It says Addie.
Hi.
Come on, baby. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And we're here. So exciting.
And we did it. Awesome.
Yes.
All right.
Awesome.
So happy to have you here with me today and introduce you to my awesome audience of now all of these people watching, and I'm talking to you guys now. Many of you know that you're light workers. Some of you have a feeling that you might be light workers, and some of you guys are just not really just ready to step into that title as of yet. But if you are here right now watching, I promise you, you are a light worker. You are part of this transformational time here on the planet. And one of the reasons I really like to do this show, one, is to introduce you guys to other light workers, but I'd like you to hear their story, hear the story of how we came to do what we do, why we do it, the cool effects, the positive, uplifting nature of what it is that we do. So with no further ado, I'm going to introduce you guys to the young and beautiful Malika Cat, who is an intuitive channel. And she's going to share with us a little bit more about her story, about how she came to do what it is that she does. So welcome to the show, my beautiful friend.
Thank you.
What is your brand of energy healing work? What does it look like?
So I just want to go ahead and say that everyone in this group, I'm already getting a huge lightning hit. You guys are amazing. I love the group energy. I'm honestly tingling. So I would consider myself an intuitive channel if I have to label it. But honestly, I've just always grown up with a very strong sense and knowing of energies around me and communication with, starting off with my guardian angels and then moving on towards, other spiritual beings in this realm and others. So it's been an interesting life for sure, but I'm so glad to be joining all of the little light workers in here. How gorgeous.
Aren't they awesome? I'm glad that you feel.
Yes.
So you said that you have been feeling this energy around you for a long time since you were a little girl. Can you tell us more about what that looked like for you?
So, whenever I was little, it was definitely something where I would see people very vividly, and they looked almost like human beings to me, except they were about 2 feet off the ground. So, I used to talk to them, and then I found out that other people couldn't see them. And then I got started getting told, hey, you're wrong. Hey, you're wrong. So, I learned that this was not something that was normal. And from probably about 13 to 22, I really repressed that side of me. And then going back into it, it's really about reconnecting to your inner self, to your spiritual consciousness, so that you can reopen your eyes to the energy that is around you. And I feel like everyone has that capability at some particular sensation, right? You might not be visual, but you could hear things, you could feel things. I definitely can already tell a lot of people in this room are already like just feeling things intensely, which is amazing. Having empathic feeling is an amazing gift. And I think part of my decision growing up with this and then coming into it is to be a light worker. We're in a changing world as you know it, and we really need to extend our light into others because people are starting to wake up. They're starting to feel a lot more. It's our job as light workers to reach out to these people and help them navigate this spiritual realm on our earthly front and make it a better place. We really need the connection to start being there. Otherwise, this confusing energy won't be funneled in positive directions. So I feel like that's part of growing up with it, coming to terms with it, and then obviously talking to light workers like yourself, which are so beautifully inspiring people, and then allowing me to come on and like share my message, share my story, which might be completely different, but we're relating. We're relating to souls that have the type of intuitive skills that we do, or just have a positive feeling and want to make a change for the better, which is an amazing thing moving forward.
Yeah. So I have a question for you. Since you're feeling a lot of empaths here in this group, and you're
Yes.
feeling have like a power, that powerful, clear feeling sense. So many times being an empath can get a bad rap because, you know, it can be hard to go out into big public spaces because you're feeling the energy of everyone around you. And so a lot of times empaths will just close off to that energy. Can you give us some advice on how we can learn to use that for our benefit as opposed to making us feel too overwhelmed in this world?
So, energy funneling is the most important tool that I was ever given. So, basically, that means that I am taking the energy from the ground all the way up to God or source, whatever source energy you're calling that. So that's taking all of those feelings that you as an empath might be feeling when you walk in a room. And I'm just going to describe this just to keep you guys. So you walk into a room and you feel all this chaotic energy. Some might be good, some might be bad, but you're taking that and you're sourcing it from the ground up into the ultimate source, God, and you're allowing that steady flow to keep the energy flowing. You're never allowing the energy to come within your own being and become stagnant. That's when you get anxiety. That's when you get depression. That's when you start to feel overwhelmed. You need to be able to take that energy and funnel it ground to God and God to ground. It needs to be ever flowing. And by doing that, you're just going to be picking up these balls of energy, looking at them, observing them, and then releasing them up. You're not going to have to absorb them. You're not going to have any effect from them. You're just observing them and letting them go up, letting them go up, letting it go down. You really need to focus on that energy funneling. And at first it's hard, but practice, 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 practice. And I promise you guys, it's a lifesaver.
You know what's so cool is that,
Mm-hmm.
and Malika does this because she was out running errands before she came onto this broadcast.
I
I
was.
that we have the same technique. We have the same technique, and I just went on into the
Really?
live breathing, which I try to do often here in this group. And I talk about let's connect that channel down, let's connect that channel up. Doesn't matter what you call it. So
Mm-hmm.
see, when you start to get the same
Yeah.
information, even though we label it differently or put different language on it, I love that you call it energy funneling. I call it running your energy. When you start hearing the
Yeah.
same thing from different light workers, you know you're on to something. So
I
this is,
just got chills. I love
I
that.
know, powerful synchronicity. I love it. So if you guys,
Me
if you
too.
don't not taking my word for it, you can take Malika's word for it.
Yeah.
Um,
And guys, I really wasn't even on here before this, so that's
it was,
just proof. There's just proof.
I have another question for you because I see a pattern in the
Oh, sorry, I just have to interrupt because William says this girl looks 15. I just turned 30, everybody. So thank you. Thank you. I love that.
years on. I think William told me I was old a little while ago too. I'm going to give you the finger, the spiritual finger.
All right. So sorry to interrupt. Sorry.
When you do spend time running this energy, it can be like a fountain of youth. So if you guys look younger, I highly recommend you do a little running of your energy, because it's good. It's really, really good for you. So,
and it starts to become natural.
Yeah, absolutely. I noticed a pattern in so many light workers who talk about when they really had these powerful senses when they were a kid and it got shut down. And you talked about that time in your early 20s when you came back in touch with it again. What was there a catalyst that made you say, okay, I got to get back to this now, or did they start coming up again? Because after we've shut down, how do we go through the process of waking it back up again?
Yes. So for me, I didn't realize it, but there was a part of me that I basically shut off. And in order to shut it off, it took an enormous amount of energy that I didn't realize I was using to keep it at bay. And that was causing me to have depression, me to have anxiety. And it was getting to the point where I wasn't able to function in my life. I wasn't able to go to work. I wasn't able to do the things that I needed to do without drugging myself, or like having to do all these things that doctors tell you will work, right? Like you just need to eat great, eat healthy, and then we're going to give you some antidepressants. It's all going to be good. And I tried all of it, guys. I tried counseling. I tried all of it. And you know what's interesting was actually a psychiatrist who kind of put it in my mind. I was telling her a little bit about my childhood. She's like, I think this is real. Like, I think you're legit and I think you need to explore it more. And I wrote her off. I was like, this lady is even crazier than I am. Like, this is her job and she's telling me that this is real. And so I was on a jog one day and I jogged over a bridge. I remember this very specifically. And I thought I should jump. Isn't that a weird thought? It was that's how psycho my brain had become. And my angels just slapped me in the face and were like, we're done. Enough is enough. You're not doing this to yourself anymore. We're done with you. And after that, I had to make some tough life changes to lead the life that I was supposed to lead. I was very off track. And that's what not listening to your angels can become. It can lead you off track. And not just angels, not listening to your organic instinct will lead you off track. And that can result in negative feelings. Anything that's against nature will result in a negative physical ailment, right? That might have mental repercussions.
Yeah, I just got chills through my body on that one, because nature's the characteristic of nature is to be in balance. And if nature gets out of balance, it seeks balance again. So anytime you're out of that sync, out of that rhythm with what the natural rhythm and flow is, it's going to manifest itself in ways that are going to wake you up and get your attention.
Yes.
Whether it's physical disease or emotional disease, or you just like, it feels like your life is falling apart circumstantially. It's not good. So they will definitely let you know if you are out of balance or out of rhythm.
Yes.
So,
and when you're on balance, when you're moving forward, I feel like they start giving you good signs, right? Like as soon as I started making progress, it's like things would go bad, but they would put me right back on track. Before things would go bad, more things would go bad, more things would go bad. When you're in alignment, things correct themselves very quickly. It's kind of like when you're in a chiropractor. If you have an issue with your spine, just one issue, it causes the whole spine to be out of balance. I feel the same about spirituality.
Absolutely. I do too. I definitely recognize that in my own life. So when people do get out of balance, how do you specifically help them get back into balance? Like what kind of work and services do you do for people?
So for me personally, I use forums of divinity to kind of give people thoughts and advice that spur to action. So what I'll do is I'll connect with my guardian angels and I'll ask, what will this person be receptive to? From there, I work with my individual clients. Some of them I've had for 2 years now, and we're going through deep-seated issues and we're healing. We're activating ourselves. We're making them just happier in their own sense of being. We're doing healings. It's really, I cannot tell you one thing specifically that I do for every single client, besides the fact that I help you get back in touch with your path and your life purpose. And I do it at whatever method your guardian angels want and my guardian angels want. I really try to work with those affluences that are trying to really get you on track in this lifetime. And a lot of times I think people think on an earthly level, oh, this is what I need to do. This is what I need to do. This is where I need to go. But on a spiritual consciousness, they're not honoring their soul's intention for this life. So really reconnecting with your life purpose and your soul's intention for living this earthly earthly life, not getting distracted. And I think even for the intuitives that I work with, it's hard to trust your own advice. It really is. You need someone else who's kind of like, oh yeah, this is what you're supposed to do. You also need someone else kind of as a mirror. Like, hey, you got this advice. Did you know your angels were also trying to tell you this? Because a lot of what I do is I disconnect from myself and I re-engage with my soul, right? So I disconnect from these earthly ideas that I built up in my mind, and I let spirit guide me to whatever emotional capacity or physical capacity that I need to be at to honor the highest and greatest life guidance for all involved, which is my mantra. So that's what I kind of do. Yeah.
With the Akashic Records work as well. So any of my students who move through the different levels of the courses that I offer, when they get to the end, like the most advanced work that I teach them is all about creating your own healing modalities for people and creating your own protocols when you're working with yourself or your family or others. And I call it the Akashic Records. I mean, it sounds like you and I are doing a lot of the same work, even though there's different language behind it. But I love that you have that ability to create something individualized for what that person is receptive to. And I think that's so important because we all have just our own unique set of circumstances, experiences, gifts, and abilities. There are so many cool different ways that we can heal, whether it's through sound or through meditation or through different divination tools. You know, I like the vibrational frequencies of my tools that I. So to be able to go in and ask exactly what's going to work for that person is really, really profound work. It's very, very powerful. Any messages coming in for the group or anything that we need to like be aware of to get ourselves back on track, or anything coming in for you?
So I am really getting just like a strong sense. They're like, everyone here is so excited and ready for action. I think we have this spirit, right? We have this feeling inside of us. Let's take some action items today. I think that all of us can look at one thing that we've been putting off, that we haven't, like, oh, should I sign up for this class? Should I learn about this? Should I watch a YouTube video about this? Even if you don't have the finances, there's a lot of free material. Should I meditate today? Do an action item that is fulfilling the amazing spiritual energy that I feel in this group. Don't let the world catch you up too much where you're not honoring that side of you. Yeah, you're on this live. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. I'm sure Emily does as well. We love that. Thank you, Emily, for providing this forum. But make sure you take it beyond this. Take this as not only inspiration, but guidance. Like, make it an initiative for action. Make sure that every single piece of energy that the world is giving you, take it, turn it positive, and turn it towards positive action. We can't forget that that is the reason, and extend this on to other light workers. Maybe you see someone in your daily, oh, this is a big one. There's someone here who knows of a light worker who's not honoring their intention. Tell them.
Who is it?
Tell them. Yeah. Yeah. So make sure you walk up. And it's weird. They're like, he's thought about telling her a lot, but just walk up to her and be like, you know what? I think you're a light worker. Go do this. Like, watch this live. See what it's about. It's such important work that we're doing right now. Yeah.
And for those people out there who maybe don't already have spiritual businesses where they're doing this kind of work and they're like stepping into their light worker nature, what is a simple exercise? If you give one tip, I'll give one tip too, of just how would be your tip to say, this is how you can share your light with the planet, even if you don't already have a business doing this?
So I actually have two tips for this, and one is very important. One, a lot of times when we're spiritual, we forget to honor our guardian angels and the powers above. So I always say, even if you don't believe in praying, say a meditational statement or have a mantra that is honoring things beside yourself. Say, thank you for enacting me with this light. And with this light, I extend this on to others, because you're putting that in your subconscious when you make those statements, and your subconscious is going to reflect in your actions, whether or not you're aware of it or not. You might even take it onto an observation. If you put those kind of mantras in your subconscious, then when you walk out in the world, you might observe something that you hadn't observed before, because that's being seeded, right? That's a hypnotic training. You're really touching yourself on a subconscious level, and you're allowing your spirituality to come through more. So do that. Make sure you're doing that. Another thing is, don't be afraid to be accepting of everyone around you and to engage them at their level. This isn't about you. We're not going out there, we are light workers, hear us roar. We're going out there saying, we are light workers. We are here to extend our light. How can we do this? Where can we be of service? Look for those niches, look for those opportunities. Allow yourself to be flexible, capable, and willing.
That's beautiful. I love it. My tip for you guys would be just to give yourself permission. And I love that you say, don't be afraid. I'm going to use the same words. Don't be afraid to look people in the eye when you're out and smile. And just know that there's a huge exchange of energy going on back and forth when you're just willing to connect and you're willing to send that relaxed, happy quality from your soul. It can be so easy to do this work. So even if you're not ready to quit your job and go out and start doing intuitive healing work for people, just smile at people. Set this intention for yourself. Realize that you're radiating this energy every place that you go. And you will, just taking those small steps will create a domino effect in your life where maybe you don't know exactly what your brand of light work looks like at this moment, but just doing those little things will put you in that flow of allowing it to unfold for you. And of course, people like Malika and people like myself are here to help you, to help mentor you and guide you through that process. Where can they find you if they want to come connect with you? And I definitely recommend that you guys add her up on Facebook. You got some good groups going on. Share with us where we can find you.
So at God to Ground will take you to my Facebook profile. If you want to email me, godtoground@gmail.com. I can send you class updates, any kind of other updates. I am starting a newsletter. I'm very excited about that. I know newsletters are kind of old school, but I always appreciate them. And then guys, I have a group, Higher Life Guidance. It is a spiritual support group. There are a ton of intuitives there. So if you want to join there as well. I really, really appreciate it. So yeah.
Thank you so much. I love newsletters as well. I've been a writer since I was a little girl. I've been writing books, and I don't know, there's something about expressing yourself through the written word that I really, really appreciate. So I'll sign up for your newsletter. I'll read your newsletter.
Awesome.
For joining me. You are a beautiful light. Once you go back and check out all the comments, I don't know if you can see them on your feed, but how precious you are to everybody out here and how much you've impacted them just by showing up and sharing your energy today. So thank you so much. Everybody, thank you for giving us your time and joining us here. Like I said, if you are in need of some extra support or a mentoring guide to walk you through the process of becoming a light worker and stepping into your gifts and skills and abilities, please reach out. And we invite you to come check out Andrea Stepanowski's show, which is happening at 4 p.m. Pacific time here, Sacred Chakra Flow. She's always fun to brings a powerhouse of knowledge for us in learning about our chakras. So I invite you to come back at 4. All right. Talk to you guys soon. Namaste.
Thank you, Emily. Thank you, guys. Peace be with you.
Bye.